Fade me in, baby.
Okay. What's up, guys?
Hey.
We're back. I'm not sure what episode we're on.
Mm.
Losing track, which is a good thing, actually.
Yeah, I agree. I concur.
You conquer?
I concur.
All right, on.
Did you spell jealousy correctly?
Yeah. Does it start with an E?
Yeah. LOC.
Elose.
LOC.
Yes, I got it. It's no problem.
Good.
So, all right.
It says uploading. Okay.
Hope everybody is ready for today.
Yeah.
Tonight.
I hope everyone's ready for today, tonight, whatever. I hope that they are getting something from our content as we are. We know that we are not top notch on our skill set, but we are
And we're really
throwing out what we've got.
We're really trying to get these shots narrowed in, and I really apologize for all the crappy video quality because we have some really high dollar stuff in here.
We do.
So I'm
User error.
again, I apologize. Still learning all of this, but it's gonna get fixed.
At least you're trying. Like,
Uh,
think about how many people are like, oh, I'll start a podcast and then don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna continue to push content out, whether or not it's perfect or not. So
Yeah.
we're just gonna keep doing it until you get it right.
I agree.
But we're recording, so there's no sense in not putting it out.
Yeah. I mean, even if it's just the shorts that we get out of the stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm not super happy with the shorts either. But hopefully that'll change.
Yeah, I hope it changes too.
So, changed a lot of settings today. Lots of settings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of the cameras I heard you jacked with, and then you did some other stuff like inside software and things.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really trying to dial it in. And the lighting.
Yeah, you don't like a bright set. You want dark, moody.
I don't want to look at the light.
Yeah, I agree. I could strobe it if you'd like.
Like, do you want me to put sunglasses on?
Yeah, I mean, if that's your thing.
That's not.
No.
I really don't want to.
I don't like it when you wear sunglasses because I can't see your eyes. And so I don't know if you're paying attention to me or not. Because if you're not looking at me, I don't feel like you hear me.
Oh.
So, like, even like we're in the truck or driving or something and we're outside or whatever, like, I don't like not being able to see your eyes. So, there's a particular set of sunglasses that you wear that I like the most because I feel like they give you the shade that you need, but I can still kind of see your eyes a little bit. So, I can tell if you're coherent with me.
Which one are those?
The
black ones?
The plastic black frames.
Mm-hmm.
I think those are the ones I can kind of see your eyes in. Yeah. So there you go. There's that little piece of information.
I appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
All right. You bring that Texas in?
Texas.
Is that Texas accent?
Texas. Yeah. She's here.
Oh, is she?
She's here. Yeah, she's real nice.
Oh.
Real nice.
Even talk slower.
Yeah, you got to get the enunciation.
You put that A where the O goes.
Sometimes.
Like wash.
Yeah.
And you got to put an R in there.
Sometimes. You got to put the A where the I goes too. Times.
Sometimes.
I was telling Miles earlier. I know. I was telling Miles earlier. I was holding him. I was like, "Oh, look, it's the tiny baby that's so big. He makes me want a hot dog real bad." Have you ever watched Two Broke Girls? The heavier set lady who's in love with the cook, the back cook,
big lips.
Yeah, the big lip lady, like, and she's like heavy busted. I don't know what her name is, but
I'm not sure what her name is either.
Yeah, that's and I was like, you sound like the girl from Two Broke Girls, and I was like, I know. He makes me want a hot dog real bad. Where are you going? Oh, you're fixing my camera. Is that better? You're awful.
Why? It's funny.
What's funny?
That.
That.
And that was funny. I had to fix you up.
No.
I'll make sure everything's looking good. Looking good. Looking good.
Looking good.
All right. Let's get into this. What you got? What you got for me tonight, girl?
Hey. 10 common problems in marriage posted by hang on,
Posty?
the law office of Harry Munzinger.
Well, hello, Harry.
Yeah. So he's a San Antonio divorce attorney.
I'm pretty sure you probably shouldn't have called his name out.
Why?
Are you going to read off of his page?
Yeah.
Okay. These are his topics?
Yeah. He posted the article.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so it's like, so I looked it up and it said 10. I was looking for like common marriage problems.
I got you.
Married couples often develop bad habits that can produce resentment and divorce. And he made this article. And he's referenced at the bottom. So,
come at me.
Yeah.
Harry swamp ass.
You're a swamp donkey.
I'm Swamp Donkey and you're the swamp
ass monster.
Swamp ass nest monster.
Nest monster? I didn't say nest earlier. You did. Now.
Right now. Sometimes. All right. Let's go now.
Let's go. All right. So, jealousy.
Yeah.
Jealous persons can become overbearing and controlling or angry and rejecting. If you are feeling jealous, see a counselor and decide whether your feelings are reasonable or not. You may have an attachment problem that needs to be discussed. Agree or disagree?
Was that a statement? Or
this is
a question.
So that was number 10. I'll just go through the list, I guess.
We're just gonna go through
which we can, and okay. I'm sure we'll find a topic that we land on where we're like, yeah. Boredom. This is number 9 reasons for people to get divorced. Boredom. Doing the same old thing can get tiresome.
I agree.
Doing the same old thing. That's no way to refer your wife.
You got jokes tonight, huh? You're looking for the comedy in this. You got it.
I always look for the positive and shit.
Yes. Yeah. But you're looking for the comedy in this one.
I guess. I don't know. I just saw the comedy in that one. Yeah. It says doing the same old thing. Like, that's awful. Don't refer to her as a thing. Old thing. She's the same old thing. Like, I'm sorry.
How old is she?
I don't know. And at what point in your marriage is it old? Like, how far in do you call it old? Is it 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, 12 years? Like, at what point does it become old?
I don't know. Is she 30 or he's 30 and she's 70?
I meant the marriage, not the actual people. Like, at what point do you declare your marriage old?
I don't know. Who declares it old?
I don't know. Is that a thing?
For some people, I guess so. Some
know.
Old thing.
Yeah. It can get tiresome, and it's hard to make changes in a comfortable relationship until it's too late. Doing something new from time to time can add spark and spice to a relationship.
Agree. Shouldn't stay.
You shouldn't call you
shouldn't call her an old thing to begin
and
with.
You shouldn't call the new thing something. Doing something.
The new thing is something?
Yeah, doing something new from time to time. Don't do that.
Not even from time to time.
No, not at all.
That's why the old thing's getting old.
Oh, this is gonna be awesome.
Because something is young.
Yeah, or new. It may not be. It may not be young. It could just be new. It's probably gonna be. It's probably gonna be newly used.
Newly used.
But I mean,
are we at a tire shop?
It's a car dealership. Hey, you know, sometimes you got to kick the tires. Sometimes they're good. Sometimes the leather interior smells nicer on this one than the other one.
Sometimes it smells like smoke.
Sometimes it smells like Kathy from the bingo hall.
Is that what she talks like?
Yeah. Oh, for heavens.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what she talks like. She talks like this.
Bingo. B16.
Huh? We didn't hear you, Kathy.
Yeah. Well, I would have a voice if Carl wasn't so dumb and I could actually get shit done around the house, but he's out with something new.
Is that what's got you up smoking all night?
Yeah, we're not going to talk about it. Okay.
Okay.
Oh my God. And a small little insight to how Jen's brain works. Different stages in life. In this, okay. Most couples don't think, this is number 8. We're going from 10 to 1. Most couples don't think about differences in life stages when they marry, but this can be a significant problem with couples that are different ages. Well, yeah, if Susie is ready to be in her 30s and
Billy Joe going into the nursing home.
Billy is unable to get himself from the bed to the pot. Yeah, there's some issues.
Yeah, if he can't get up, he can't get up.
Which brings you back to number 10. Or excuse me, number 9.
Yes.
Brings you back down to number 9.
We're going to go backwards.
Yeah. Personalities change and a couple may not remain compatible as they transition to different life stages. An older husband may not be interested in bringing a new beginning.
Bringing what? Bringing new who?
Yeah. May not be interested in being in a new family while the young bride is anxious to have a baby, or he may be nearing okay, I get what they're saying. Like, one of the big reasons people get divorced is number 8th reason that this person has listed is that age differences, obviously. Like, you marry somebody who is 30 and you're 55, the 30-year-old likely they're going to maybe want to have kids. And if you're 55, you're probably
they're going to be pretty energetic, a whole lot more so than the 50-year-old dude or lady.
Yeah.
And they're going to want to do shit.
I mean, yeah, potentially.
They still got a lot of life in them.
The 30-year-old?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I've also seen a lot of 50-year-olds too who are really energetic too. I think it has a lot to do
ready to have kids?
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there is a certain point in a woman's body that it's time to stop.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I think the drive for children though comes more from women than it does men. On average, there are men out there who are like, no, I really want to have kids. I really want to be a dad. Like, don't get me wrong on that aspect, but majority of the time, it's the woman who's like, ready, like, to have a kid now. It's a really weird instinct that kicks in for some women that it's just like, you know, you grew up and you said you didn't want to have kids, and then one day you're like, whoa, where'd that come from? I want to have kids. So, no, I get it. Yeah, definitely. Because if you're it's exhausting to start over. I mean, we have.
Yes.
So.
Are you saying it's exhausting?
It's a different level of exhausting because you're older.
Agree. It is hard.
Yeah.
At this age.
Yeah.
Not that we're old.
No.
But could you imagine being 10 years older than we are now?
Could you imagine being 10 years older?
No.
No, absolutely
My body
not.
already feels 10 years older than it is.
Yeah, not mine, but I mean, I know, like sleep wise and being able, like your brain. So not even just your body, but your actual brain. Your brain, like, how do you handle at that age waking up every 2 hours to feed an infant?
Oh, yeah.
Like that alone, no. So
Well, we're going to have to get the walker out before we can get across the house to get to the screaming baby.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Barb?
Does your nursing home have in-room child care? Nursing facility where I can take the infant at night? The nursery? Y'all have night nurses?
Yes, that's what we're here for.
You mean night nurses for who? For the infant? Not
No, we don't have that.
Okay, so what do you recommend we do?
Keep that little some bitch in your room.
Okay. All right. I wonder at what age men can stop producing children. Like, are men able to produce children up until the day they die?
I don't know.
I want to look into this.
Interesting conversation where this is going.
I told you we'd find something.
10 million people at a time. So you're saying 1 in a million? So you're saying there's a chance?
Right?
Yeah. What's that whole 1 in a million talk?
Wow.
What's the deal?
Okay. So there's no maximum age that stops a man from being able to have a baby, but their count generally starts to reduce between ages 40 to 45.
Interesting. Not mine. My testosterone level is through the roof.
That wasn't the count I was talking about.
Sperm count?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It goes hand in hand with testosterone, I believe.
Okay. Babies born early. Let's see, hang on. Studies have shown that men who are 45 and older have a 14% chance of having a baby born early. Interesting.
Say that one more time.
Studies have shown that men who are 45 or older have a 14% chance of having, like, the baby. If the father is 45 or older, the baby being born has a 14% chance of being born early. I didn't realize that the men had played a role
I didn't
in
either.
preterm labor. It's interesting. Men who are 50 years or older have a 28% chance of their newborn staying in the neonatal intensive care unit. That's crazy.
So it's the guy's fault.
That is crazy.
Gotta have somebody to blame, right?
I guess. I don't know.
Sure.
So that's just odd. Like,
yeah, that is kind of weird.
That's just a rabbit hole, right? I get that. Okay, so let's go to number 7. So we just left different life stages, which left us down a little rabbit hole. Now we're going to go to different values. When a couple has core value differences, such as religious preferences, that can cause serious problems. Would you ever consider dating someone a different religion than you?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you think you would be able to have, okay, would you ever consider partnering long term with someone who had a different religion preference than you?
I'm going to need more detail.
You're a Christian. Would you consider dating someone Buddhist, Muslim?
On that level, no.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like Baptist, Methodist.
No. I could. Yeah. No, that's not what I meant. I don't think I could. I think I could date someone a different religion, but I don't think that I could. It wouldn't be a fruitful relationship in the fact that ultimately I know and understand that when children are brought into the relationship, that's hard. Like, even if you're not a practicing or believing.
I'm just good with what I got.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I'm just saying. What does that mean? Why are you looking at me like that?
I don't know how to answer that question politically correct.
Oh. I don't think there's a political correctness. And I think I'm answering it pretty like
I don't think
I
it's
could date someone, but and I know that people make it work. The people out there.
so, but you went at it from a different angle. Like,
Oh,
are you Muslim or do you believe in Muslim? Are you a Muslim or is that what your belief is?
right.
Are you an Indian or is that what your belief is?
Hindu. Yeah. Like there are
Or Indian, like
Oh, okay.
Nah.
And you are the reason.
We just lost India.
Yeah. Jeez. I am not trying to get politically shot here.
No, I am trying to ask how you're trying to direct the question. Like, is it just
okay? So
it's not a race thing. It's
No.
just strictly a belief thing.
Yes.
So
Religious beliefs.
if I am Buddha,
You're a Buddhist.
if I'm a Buddhist,
Yes.
if I'm a Buddhist,
I apologize.
don't they just stay quiet all the time?
No, that's a monk. It's different.
Oh. So if I'm a monk, we'll go there, I guess.
Okay.
And
they don't typically get married or have relationships.
They don't?
No.
Because they don't communicate?
We're going to have to cut like half of this podcast.
I don't think so. I like it.
I'm looking it up because I don't know enough about this religion.
I don't know about any of them. So it's hard for me to answer this question. I'm going to answer your question this way.
Here we go. Monks. I can't pronounce it, but it's meaning that they abstain from sensual pleasures and live simply. People become monks for different reasons. Some decide to devote their lives to serving others, let me go back. Some decide to devote their lives to serving others, living beings, while others live solitary and contemplative lives. I don't know.
In solitary confinement?
A monk believes refraining from harming living beings, refraining from taking that which is not freely given, refraining from sexual misconduct, refraining from wrong speech such as lying, ideal character, gossip, and harsh speech, refraining from intoxicating drinks or drugs which may lead to carelessness.
That's why they stay so quiet.
They're very careful with their words and their thoughts. Makes sense. Buddhists do not believe in any kind of deity or God. It's interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. What was the first thing? You said DET?
Any kind of deity. I think that's just another word for God, like a higher being. I'm going to look it up.
So what do other people believe in?
As far as?
A higher power. Buddhists, you say don't at all.
That's what it says.
So what do they believe in? Something lower?
I don't know.
Or they just don't have any beliefs?
Deity, a god or goddess. So divine status, quality, nature, a ruler driven by.
I would.
So it's just another word for a higher being.
I would say that people probably believe in like the prince or the king or the queen, you know?
That's not a religion, though.
Instead of believing in God, that's their belief is that's their higher power. Would you say
No.
people believe in that?
I mean, I'm sure they do. I mean, I'm sure that I'm sure they do. I'm sure that there's a class of people that's their belief. I'm just saying that I could probably, going back to the question, is I believe that I could probably date someone, but it wouldn't be a fruitful relationship. And knowing that having children, there are times where you want to get your child baptized, or you want them to go to church camp, or like they start asking questions about higher power, and then you've got two conflicting answers that a young child has to sift through, and that's difficult. So I don't see it being, and I can understand why this would be a high reason for divorce, because when you, and it being that it becomes a problem once the children get involved, not when there's no children, because it's easy for you to go practice your religion. It's easy for you to go practice your religion. But when you try to mesh and blend a actual household together, how do you
I
do
don't think
that?
so. I don't even think it's easy for two people to practice separate religions
No?
to a certain degree, especially if one's like heavily into it and the other one's not.
Yeah. And then I almost feel
And
like
then you
there's,
get pushed or pulled one way or the other.
that's what I was going to say. And then there's that underlying tone of like they're trying throughout the entire relationship to convert you.
Yeah. I'm not into that.
No, I'm not either. I'm not either. But I just, going through the topic, it's like, oh, okay, yeah. I get why that would be a common thing. They have major disagreements about the religion to teach their children. I nailed it because I didn't even read it until I got to that bottom thing.
Nailed it.
Other differences include how to discipline, definitions of right and wrong, and other ethical conflicts, which is true. A lot of people's morals and ethical.
Ethnic.
That's what I was looking for. Ethical beliefs come from their religious background. So I could see how that would become a conflict as well.
Yeah.
And it just says there's a lot of room for debate about what's wrong, right and wrong, which is true. I can see that why that would be number 7. Number 6, if one spouse, so selfishness. If one spouse constantly places his or her needs above the goals and interests of the marriage. Ooh, this is a hot topic. So how do you have interests and hobbies inside of a marriage? How is that possible? How is that possible? How are you able to, like, I feel like a lot of people get married and then their identity disappears because they stop doing hobbies. So how do you maintain hobbies and your identity in your marriage without them coming first before the marriage?
Interesting.
What do you mean?
Well, you're making a choice to get married.
Indeed.
One party or the other. It doesn't really matter to me which one that is, whether it's the whatever spouse it is.
Yeah.
Man, woman, 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 man, man,
Yeah,
whatever. You're making a choice to get into a relationship.
Yes.
And so if you're not communicating on the front side of this relationship what it is that you're wanting out of it, and the other person's not agreeing to it. I mean, if y'all can't agree before you get married and y'all are not having these conversations before you get married, that's kind of on you. So yeah, you're gonna have issues if you didn't have the communication on the topic.
Absolutely. Yeah, yes, I absolutely agree with that. I also feel like you do need hobbies in a marriage, and in a long-term relationship, you need hobbies.
Yes. And it's fine for the man to have something in a traditional relationship and the woman to have her something that she likes to do, and then both of them at some point coming together and doing maybe those things together or finding something that they enjoy together to go do as their couples
Right.
together time.
Yeah. I don't
So
wanna
like
go.
hunting, you don't
Yeah.
like to go
I
hunting.
don't. And I will support you. I will cheer you on.
However,
I will sit in
you might go fishing.
I will sit in an AC cab and I will be there for you when you are done out of that field. Like I will help you field dress. I will help you, but I do not want to sit in a chair. I don't want to sit in a stand. Like, but at the same time, it's like, you know what? If you want to go, I've got the house. I don't mind having alone
I bet you
time.
would sit in a deer stand with me.
I probably would. Um, As long as I had my earphones so I could have my phone, I'll be okay. Because you can't talk. You're hunting.
No, you can talk. You're in a deer stand. They make them soundproof.
Do they?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
You're sitting there with your little buddy heater.
Your buddy heater? Your booty heater?
No, it's a little heater. It's called a buddy heater.
Okay.
Got a little propane tank in it when it's cold outside.
Yeah.
Fire
How
that
do you
thing
not?
on.
How do you not get like CO2 poisoning?
CO2. Oh, gas.
Yeah.
From the carbon monoxide. Yeah.
You got to open the window every so often.
No.
Oh.
Just you're not using that much.
Oh.
Propane to.
I got it.
For that to happen.
Oh, okay. I mean, maybe, but like, I don't want to go sit in.
You ever been in like? I guess not. The answer is probably going to be no. But you've never been in a tank blind?
No.
Do you even know what a tank blind is?
No.
So they make blinds, deer blinds, out of a tank, like a big water tank.
Like a military tank?
No,
It's
like
got,
a water.
on it?
No, like a big water tank, a big round. No, a big water tank. No, we're not gonna blow the deer up. We still gotta eat it.
That'd be fun
though. No, we'll do that with the hogs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to chopper hunt one time. I want to hang out. I want to fucking Rambo the shit out of that.
Will you do it?
Yeah, I'd fucking do it.
Okay, we're gonna do this.
I would totally do it.
All right, bet.
Yes, I'd hang out of the side of it with an AR and just.
Dude, we're doing this.
It'd be so cool. The other thing is I wouldn't mind.
This is a big thing where we live, by the way.
Hogs are open season. They're very, very destructive
Year
on
round.
crops.
Year round.
They're aggressive. They're destructive on
And
crops.
people will actually invite you to go
to your property.
it.
Yes. So we are hunters. I'm not trying to scare off people from our channel. That's not what I'm trying to do or say. We do like to fish and deer, fish. What else? We eat. Like if you kill a deer, it goes in the freezer. We eat it. It's not. We don't believe in just hunting for
or
fun.
anything exotic.
Yeah. So.
Well, some of it, yeah. Hunting is for fun, actually.
What do you mean?
It's for fun and for food.
Well, yeah, there's a fun component to it. I'm saying
the fun
we don't
part of
just...
it for me is taking the kids and teaching them.
Yes.
And teaching them the fundamentals.
Yes.
Behind it, what it's there for, and if they needed to live off of land, or if they needed to provide for themselves one way or another, at whatever point in time that is. Even though we're raising city folk kids.
Yeah, they got them electric scooters. You know how pissed off they are if that shit don't charge?
But they all know how to use a gun.
Yes. They all have gun safety.
They will, at some point, all have seen a deer get fully field dressed.
Yes.
And birds. And
Yeah.
fish fillets. Easy.
Yeah. Yes. I was talking about just hunting for strictly fun, killing it and leaving it. That's not that's what I was referencing.
Well, yes, there's that too. So the hogs are that.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
So we call those
the
pasture roaches.
Yeah. And so here's the deal: is they are aggressive. They will they kill livestock. They
tear up fences.
They're just
dig holes.
Absolutely destructive, and the amount of which they can reproduce is
asinine. They're like coyotes, and
worse.
Coyotes are the same problem.
Yeah,
but they're almost just as bad, except for the population is less on the coyotes.
Yeah. But hogs are open season in Texas, and I've always wanted to hang out of a chopper with my AR and just, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So usually when we shoot the pigs, if we don't, I'll usually take one or two to a processor, and I'll get the hams and maybe the loin out of the back. That's really all I want out of it.
They're usually way too gamey if you get them at the wrong size.
They are. But usually what we do with them, where I was going with this, is once they're dead, we drag them back. We don't just leave them where they're at because we hunt on farmland. And so if we just left them, then the farmer who's farming has got to either plow over them or go go through that field with the tractor with something behind it, and he's going to ultimately he's got to scoop it up,
yeah.
right? So we always clean up after ourselves. We take them back to a pile, actually, and we use that to re-hunt. So we use the dead carcasses because they are smell and attract. They have the scent, right, for the coyote hunting part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just another.
Yeah.
Again, that's the fun part of it.
Yeah. No, I
going out at night and thermal hunting.
I get that. Yeah. But to that, you're not going to go to my crochet knit up group.
They got guns?
So I crochet. I love to
Some of those people might got guns.
Probably. I love to make blankets. I make beanies. I make little tiny blankets and I send them off to Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep and they wrap up.
You're pretty sweet.
Thank you. And I read that, so I donate my blankets to quite a few, and then I would make blankets for the children who were down at the burn hospital in Galveston.
Yep.
Things like that to put on their beds.
You guys, this woman is such an amazing person. She can make a blanket so fast, and she's just going to town. And she'll be doing this. She'll be carrying on 3 more conversations, and then her phone will go off, and she'll be like, "Oh." And I was talking about. I'm like, what the hell? How's your brain work like that?
Yeah. Well, and some of the blankets I make require counting. So like the infinity granny square, there's counting that goes involved in it.
I don't even know how you even put the rhythm together.
So all of our kids have their own blankets that I have made for them. I'm working on one for your mother.
Yeah.
And then ours that's on our bed is our blanket.
Mm-hmm. It's the first one that you made when we got together.
Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah. I think I was in the process of finishing it. I needed a heavy blanket because I was having a hard time sleeping alone. And that was one of the things my therapist and I were working on about me fulfilling my own needs and what I could do.
I really like it.
I do too. It's so heavy.
I really like it a lot. Yeah. I don't like it in the summertime.
No. Nope.
But I do like it.
Yeah.
I like the weight of it as well.
Yeah. It took a really long time. It took a lot of yarn. It's a California king.
It is a California king size. I actually slept with a weighted blanket for a long time after after the separation. Yeah.
Yeah. I did too. But then it wasn't like it was. I needed something less than.
Yeah.
But a regular blanket wasn't cutting it, and so the stitch that's in that blanket makes it's super
the weighted
tight.
Blankets are heavy, man.
Yeah, they're too heavy almost. Like prison. I was not into that. Yeah, I need to be able. I want the pressure, but I want to be able to move. So ultimately, going back to the selfishness thing, is it's like you need things outside of your marriage that give you something to look forward to, something that puts you around other people, because ultimately what you should be doing is going out to those events and then coming back to your spouse and talking about them.
Yes.
And you should be sharing, and your spouse should be, what's the word I'm looking
engaging.
For? Yes. They should be receptive to what you're coming home excited about.
Better word.
Yeah. They should be excited about, what did you do? Tell me about it. Can I wash your hunting clothes? And I know how to wash your hunting gear and what to wash your hunting gear in because of.
No, thank you.
I know.
I got a bag. It goes in there.
Yes, I know. And the bag goes outside.
No, it's up in the top of our closet. It's an ozone bag.
It needs to go outside.
No, it will not. No.
But there's your
I take care of myself, though.
But your underclothing and things like that.
Yes.
I don't mind taking care of you after you've been gone for a hunting weekend because I know that that's something that you enjoy. To that, you do not over-exercise or take advantage of the fact that I'm okay with you going out.
Right.
Same for me. I love a getaway trip with Lisa. You know that's resetting for me. And you're willing to take on the entire household while I'm gone.
Mm-hmm.
And to that, I will say, that there is no extra prep work for me to leave besides packing my own bag. Just like for you, there's no extra prep work for you when you pack your bag. And so I know that when I leave, I don't need to worry about, do I have enough freezer meals? Do I,
I
like
know.
you are,
I'm gonna cook anyways.
you are so, uh, every marriage needs that equal.
Yeah, but unfortunately it doesn't exist.
It
Majority of the time,
not.
it doesn't.
No. And so she's, the wife or the, whoever is paranoid about leaving because, he doesn't cook or the kids need to go here or they get, made sure that she canceled all the kids' plans because, oh my gosh, she's going to be stressed out and not be able to take the kids. Like, that's a real thing that,
I know it is.
and I hate that. So
I know
have
it
that
is.
conversation.
It's actually a really big thing. And I don't know why that is such a big thing. But at the same time, I also do know why that is a thing. Because maybe you got a boy, not a man.
Agreed. Yeah.
Or maybe you got a girl and not a woman.
Yep. Yeah. You should
If
be.
these people are not committed to each other and willing to take on those tasks. So one
Your
can.
wife.
What if one of you has to travel all over the place for work?
Or what if your wife ends up ill and is in the hospital?
Yeah. Or what if a family member dies?
And she needs to go take care of the family for a little while.
Yeah.
Then
Or
what?
he does.
Or he does.
Or whatever.
Then what? Yeah, like you've got to know.
There's going to be scenarios.
There are. You've got to know how to handle your household, and you've got to you just have to be able to
I think it's quite
up.
ridiculous that exists in a relationship.
Yeah.
For there to be a place for an excuse.
100%. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I told you we were going to find some things. All right. So that was different stages of life, value different. Okay. Selfishness. Okay. Number 5, fighting about money. Disagreements about money are inevitable in a marriage. One spouse may want to save while the other wants to spend, but disagreements that cannot be resolved.
I like to do both.
Save and spend?
Yep.
You do. We haven't had a money fight yet.
No. What do you mean yet?
I don't know. I can't tell the future. I don't want to.
I mean, you said yet.
I know. Not that it's not that I've got like
you got intentions?
No, sir. No, I do not. No.
Are you sure?
I'm very sure. Yes, sir. Yeah, no. Nope. I'm very cautious and very like in tune and aware of like, if I think things are going to be tight or, it's not something I want. I don't want.
No, you don't. Like you clench down whenever you're like, okay, I'm not spending shit.
Yeah.
At certain points.
Yeah.
And there are times where I'm like, we got to go get some stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay. Let's go get it.
Yeah.
It'll be all right.
Yeah. And I'm like,
no. Yeah, no. Yes, we're going to go get it.
Yeah, I know.
And then we're going to make money.
Yeah, you've got to talk me into it. I get that too. Yeah. But you are definitely the saver for like long term. I can save, but I don't feel like it's like long-term save.
Yeah.
Like it'll hang out for a little while and then I'm like, okay, big purchase.
No, I like it.
You do.
I like to see it.
Mm-hmm. And I appreciate that about you in our relationship. And I respect you about that in our relationship.
It makes me feel good.
Mm-hmm.
It does. It makes me feel good to know that it's there and I worked for that. I achieved that and I can see it.
Yeah.
It's no different than having an expensive ass rifle in the closet.
Yeah.
Maybe I get $10,000 in a gun in a closet.
Yeah.
I don't get to see that all the time.
No.
But whenever I open my phone and look at the bank account every morning,
yeah,
I go, yeah. What's up, baby?
Yeah. Yes. I feel the same way about my hand.
Yeah. I know. It's no different than our ink either, right?
Right,
Like,
yeah.
we put a
Yeah.
lot of money into our
Our
ink
yeah.
on our bodies.
Yeah.
It's an investment.
It is.
But at the same time, this is stuff that'll be here forever.
Yes.
Money comes and goes.
It does.
Money will always come and go, and I don't want it to be ever a friction point in our relationship.
I don't either. But I think that we've got such a high value of respect for each other that it's like if we ever had to have a conversation where it's like, things are running out of cash flow. Like
We'll still figure it out.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, and I know your drive and I know my drive because we've had these talks. You're like, I'll go get 2 jobs. I'll go get 4 or 5, whatever it takes. Doesn't really matter.
Mm-mm.
You and I already both work around the clock as it is.
Yeah.
It's just our mentality. So if something fell off where we needed to have the income, I feel like we would both step in and go, boom, bye. Let's go knock this out so that we can come back, and then we'll come back to this and we pick it back up.
Yeah. I hope that doesn't have to happen. Okay. Number 4 is emotional or sexual infidelity. That is actually phrased really well because a lot of people leave out the emotional infidelity portion.
All right. So let's dive into the emotional part of it.
Yes.
So the emotional part of it being just, I'm going to tell you that I think that you're doing something.
No, emotional infidelity to me would be having conversations that you need to be having with your spouse. Talking to me going to, say for instance, I worked in an office and me going to an office space and talking to, let's call him Jared. I don't know. Talking to Jared and being like, hey, I don't know, the subway guy. Talking to him and being like, hey, this is what's going on. I can't believe he did this. He doesn't understand me. If he could just see it this way, like you're opening the door to an intimate part of your thought process and sharing things that you do not need to be sharing.
Yeah.
That to me is an intimate
I can see that.
Talking about, here's the deal. If something goes south and you're like, oh, I can't wait to tell him about this, and you're thinking about somebody at work.
I don't ever want to hear that. Like the way you just said that.
What do you mean?
Ugh. Oh, I can't wait to tell him about this.
Oh, yeah. Like if you're not going to ever hear that from me.
I know that.
You won't.
Because you used a different voice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But if you're just like, you're in your head thinking, so something happened at home and you're like, just wait until I just can't wait to get to work and tell him about this. And so you get to work and you tell him all about everything that happened. And it's like,
that's a bunch of bullshit.
No, I don't know. To me, that's what it means. Intimacy, the intimate. What is it to you?
You take your home life to your work life, not your work wife, your work life.
Yeah. Well, and then there's that.
There is that. There's the work husband and the work wife.
Yeah.
That shit exists.
That does exist. It does. And so you think you're in a relationship with someone. Have they told you about their work wife yet? It's that.
Well, so that's really common for business owners in both male and female business owners.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever they go to, especially, obviously, our situation is different.
Yes, sir.
But say it wasn't. Say I owned a business and you worked somewhere, right?
Yeah.
I went to the office every day. At my office, there's a lady there that does my books.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You probably have a lady that answers the phone.
Probably have a lady that answers the phone. It's usually was for me. I had the same lady that answered the phone. And
okay.
The level of the work that I.
Yeah. Anyways, no, I understand.
It just didn't require that many people.
Yeah.
Anyhow, but yes, there are instances where there's multiple women and multiple men in office spaces as well. So I'm going to use the for instance that I just gave. Say I'm going to work and there's a lady at the office or multiple, there are multiple opportunities if there's multiple to unleash on, oh, I can't wait to say this about her, or I can't wait to just have a whole different relationship with somebody else.
Right.
And that's not okay either.
It's not. It's not. You're
If you're
allowing.
having the thought process of you want to go have a relationship with another woman or man
Mhm.
because you can, because it's right in front of you, and you control the situation. You're paying these people. So from the business owner perspective, you're paying them. They're looking at you as, you're paying me. Now they feel like they're obligated to you from the employee's thought process, right? Looking up to you going, oh, well, he pays me or she pays me. I'm going to do whatever they ask or I'm going
Yeah.
to lose my job.
Yep.
There's a lot of, dude, that's a deep
That's a
hole.
whole nother level. Yeah. I never even thought
This
about it like
happens
that.
so often
Yeah.
in so many different areas of just the workspace.
Yeah. And even if you're not a business owner and you're, you are the, the high level of whatever, even if you're like across, like if you're in a high Fortune 500 company and like you're just, in the cubicles on the floor,
Oh, this happens in and
it's,
politicians. It
oh,
happens
yeah.
everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
This
Yeah.
happens all over the place.
Yep. It does.
From the restaurant down the street,
Oh, yeah.
doctor's office.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you're at.
No, it doesn't.
And it doesn't mean you have to be a business owner, but
No.
from a business owner's perspective, it probably happens more frequently that way because the employees look up to that person. And so it's very much, I think it's similar but different
Yeah.
in the fact that the employees look at the business owner as, you pay me, and if you ask me that or tell me we're going to have this conversation, well, I guess I'm going to sit here and entertain the conversation because you pay me, right?
Yeah.
And that makes the other side want to participate in that more and more and more, and provides that engagement.
Yep.
Whether it should be there, it shouldn't be there.
Right.
It provides it.
Yep. Yeah. You're opening yourself up so much.
Now,
So
from
much.
an employee to employee thing, I've seen this happen too. Hi,
Hi.
my name's Jason.
I'm Jen.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You work here?
I do.
Come here often?
I try.
Oh. Do you have to try hard?
Not anymore. I love your laugh.
Oh, shit. You're funny.
You're cute.
But anyways, I've seen the employee to employee situation where it happens.
Yeah.
And it's not always a single relationship, it's usually a married relationship.
Yeah.
And just because they coexist in a workplace, shit happens.
Yep.
They honestly, and I'm not giving excuses, but they probably spend more time at work than they do at home.
Well, and a lot of times they're looking for a way to not go home.
When it gets to that point, yes.
Yeah.
When that relationship's created, and then they don't show up until 8, 9 o'clock at home, and then that just gets pushed off more and more and more until you just stop showing up to home, whatever.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I don't even know like how to. You just have to be really careful about the conversations you're having and the information that you're sharing and the heart that you have when you share that information.
Yep.
And even with us, I'm very careful about the conversations that I even have with friends, even girls, like my girlfriends. Like I'm very careful about the conversations that I have with them because I don't want my relationships or my girlfriends to become a vent session. You are the person I'm having a problem with, so you are the person that I'm going to take whatever I'm having a problem with to. Like,
that's the way it should be.
yes. And if it's not getting
you
resolved, there's a bigger problem.
Well, if you can't have that conversation, there's a bigger problem.
Yeah.
If you don't feel like you can open up to your spouse and have that conversation, what the hell are you doing together?
Yeah.
It was already done. If at whatever point you stop doing that, that's
Yeah.
when it completed itself.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And I think like if it was like, I don't know, like I feel like people think that our relationship is so surface level because it's like, oh, they're so happy. They don't ever have to talk about anything. And I'm like,
Dude,
yeah.
we're sitting right here talking about all kinds of shit.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. But I think that there's a point where it could be like, hey, I've told you that I really need you to be better at cleaning the house.
Yep.
And I don't feel like you care. I need you to start getting up early and you're not even trying. Like,
Well, I don't want to.
Okay, why do you not want to?
I just don't want to help. It doesn't bring me any joy or pleasure to help do anything.
Okay. And at that point in time, I need to decide if I'm going to change how I feel and accept what you're telling me, or we're going to end our relationship because you've told me exactly how you feel. And so it would be stupid for me to continue to have that conversation. Yeah, I'm going to have to take time because what you said hurt my feelings. And I'm disappointed in the fact that you told me you wanted to help me in the beginning, or you were helping me in the beginning, or whatever, what have you. Or maybe you weren't helping in the beginning, but now I'm working longer hours. Or things shift and change in a relationship.
Or there was a kid that was born.
Yes.
And now the person needs to help with the child.
Mm-hmm.
Or help around the house. Or go get groceries.
Yeah.
Or whatever the case may be. And go drop this kid off here. Go do this over there because the other person is taking care of the child or is bedridden, or if there was something that happened to the other person. Emergencies, surgeries, whatever. There's always, I'm going to tell you, there's always going to be something that arises.
Yeah. And I don't think you ever thought, like with that last major surgery that you had, like I don't think you expected me to be there.
I had literally had no expectations of anything because nobody was ever there.
I hate that for you. I just remember you kept saying like,
I know these chairs are slippery. Where are you going?
Oh,
where are you headed?
South, I guess.
Thought you were already here.
Well, yeah, there's further south.
Further?
There's further souths.
I'm doing the same thing. That's why I've got my feet on this thing. So
well, I'm almost contemplating scooting that sucker closer because that thing ain't gonna slide nowhere. It's like an actual like solid.
It's like a whole piece of
tree.
Yes. Big old slab of wood.
Man.
It's like 3 inches thick. Am I lying?
No.
Yes, folks, it's like a beer can.
Welcome to tonight's episode of Growers and Showers.
We show them?
We grow them. Actually, you said that backwards. We show them, you grow them.
It's already grown.
Yeah. I totally forgot where I was going.
You turn your phone off. Like, we're not going to finish this.
No, we are. I just forgot. Like, we were, surgery with you. Yeah, you just kept saying, like, why are you doing this? Like, you just kept saying, like, why are you doing this? Why are you here? Why? Like, you just kept asking and saying why. And I'm just like, because this is the way it's supposed to be. This is just the way it's supposed to be. And like, you didn't accept that answer and you just kept asking, like, why are you here?
You could be anywhere.
Yeah, I could have been anywhere.
We had just met.
Yeah.
I mean, not like just met, but it was pretty early on.
Yeah. It was a very extensive, embarrassing time. Like I feel like to you, it was probably embarrassing and it was probably a little bit uncomfortable, even though you were trying to be like, I'm not embarrassed about this. I'm man enough to, you were trying not to be embarrassed.
Oh, I
And
bring comedy to that
you
all the
do.
time.
You do.
And my nurses loved it. A little too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they pop on the old plastic glove.
Gross.
I'm gonna need you to roll over.
Did they bring you any?
I'm gonna need you to get the fuck out.
Did they bring you any Nair first?
No. No Nair and no lube.
Ouch.
Yeah. They're rude in there.
Right?
At least kiss me on the neck.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So it was.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. You were trying, I think you were just trying to, it was a very sensitive, and I was not gonna, it's a vulnerable time. And like, I'm not gonna be,
It was a weird, it was, but I didn't let it bother me.
No.
I mean, yes and no. Not between us, between you and I didn't let it become an issue between us. It did surprise me that you were there for me because I never had that.
Yeah. I get that too.
Obviously, my mom wanted to be there, but I didn't want, who wants their mom there? And I
Right.
love my mom, but who wants your mom?
At 37 years old.
I'm a man.
You are a man.
I drove myself to the other ones.
Yes. I didn't allow you to drive yourself. And I waited in the parking lot, and then the nurse was like, hey, are you wanting to come in? And I was like,
and drove myself to the hospital to have other surgeries. I drove myself to the hospital and checked myself in the hospital during the other times that I spent long periods of times there.
Yeah.
So that I knew that I would have a way home.
Yes. Well, and this time,
because I didn't know, because of one time that it happened, I didn't know if that was going to happen again and again and again.
Yeah.
And all it took was that one time for it to happen that I got left there for me to go, no, I got this. I'll do it myself.
Yeah. No, I get that. I do. Well, in this last time that you went into the hospital for that, 5 or 6 day stay, I dropped you off and I handled all 5 kids at home by myself.
Yeah.
You
did. You always do great. And you came to the hospital and you brought them to the hospital.
Yeah. And we still did practices and we still did. And Miles was tiny still.
Yes, he was.
I don't even think he was 3 months old yet. And so that was difficult because my C-section scar and stuff still healing and being weak from pregnancy and stuff. But
good thing you got helpers.
I do have good helpers. But yeah, it's just one of those things that like I wasn't gonna leave you, like, and then I made sure that like I had to take little Jay to school and get him picked up and get him ready for school in the morning and like all that stuff. I mean,
didn't you even take him to drop off?
Yeah, I did drop off and pick up for you.
No, like across town.
Oh yeah.
As well.
Yeah, I've done that several times.
During that time, though, didn't you have to do that?
Yeah. Yep.
No, you didn't have to do it.
No, I don't have to do anything. Everything that I do for you is an active choice.
Yes.
Same thing for you. Everything, you don't have to do anything for me. Everything you do is an active choice. So, yeah. Don't have an affair. Don't do it. Don't have an emotional affair. Emotional affairs usually lead into actual.
I love you.
I love you. I love you. It's just not worth it. Lack of sexual intimacy. This is number 3.
So this is another reason of divorce.
Yep.
So why do you think that lack of sexual intimacy even exists? And could it be for, all right, pause.
Okay.
Could it be for reasons of, all right, let's go down the list. Hormones,
Okay. Medications.
medications, um, potential, I guess, maybe post operational
Yep.
things that have happened,
Mm-hmm.
maybe pre operational things that need to happen. Maybe you have a cyst, or maybe from a woman's perspective, yeah,
Pain.
some sort of pain.
Yeah.
Or maybe the man's got a STD.
Yes. Yeah.
There are valid reasons to not move forward with certain things, right?
Yes.
And then there is a point where you're like on another level,
Yes.
which is,
For me, it would be like not feeling validated, or the fact that every time you see me, you have to touch me in a sexual manner. Like constantly being like, if he sees me naked, he's going to want sex. If he sees me in something he thinks is sexy, he's going to want sex. Like being so over sexualized is not attractive. It does not turn me on that you want
yeah,
to pound me. There are other
yeah, it
intimacy
does
level. Yes.
in different ways.
Yes. But that is only because, I should say, and that is only because you fulfill other intimacy levels first. I want you to think I'm sexy in
I
everything I
want you to go
wear.
into detail on other intimacy levels because I want people to understand what that means.
Other intimacy levels are love languages. Other intimacy levels are
I think, sorry, I don't, sorry.
No, good. No, ask.
I think too often people don't think about this part.
What I'm fixing to dive into.
Yes.
Okay. I
So
thought you
people
were.
don't think about love languages.
No.
People don't think about
What?
the rest of what you're.
Oh, yeah. There's other levels of intimacy that fulfill, and we've talked about this recently, that there's other levels of intimacy that need to be fulfilled before you can even think about getting turned on.
Yes.
And those levels of intimacy are, hey, it's lunch. I just wanted to check in with you. Did you eat? Did the kids let you eat today? Like,
Is that something that has to happen? A check in?
No, it doesn't have to happen. I'm just giving examples.
Yep.
I'm just giving examples of other levels of
Because
other.
I believe that sometimes that's a little, also sometimes that can be intrusive to a certain degree. If that is
Agreed.
overstimulated to the point of, I've got to call you, I'm not really checking in. I'm just making sure you're doing something.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
No, you got to have the right mindset and the right heart when you do these things. You're doing it because you genuinely care about your partner, and you don't care about the uh, output of what the cause is. So it could be bringing home flowers. It could be, you have to do these things without expecting anything in return.
Yes.
Nothing. And you'd be surprised how much she will be in the mood once you make that shift in your mind.
What about him?
What about him?
You want to dive into the man's perspective?
Oh, yeah, but I can't give the man's perspective. You can. And I don't think I was finished with
Okay, sorry.
the different levels of intimacy. Can be time, can be just cuddles, can be I can let my guard down because I know that I'm not in the mood, but I still am craving touch, and I know that he's not going to cross the line. He's going to just cuddle. You know, you've got to not always press the line of, I want sex. Like, it's a two-way street.
Yeah, that's not a 24/7. It's
Mm-mm.
going to happen. There's a time and place.
But there's something also very fair about bringing it to your partner's attention of, hey, it's been 2 weeks. What's going on?
Yeah.
I would like to have this conversation because I feel, and that's valid. That's very valid
All
to have
right.
a conversation
So
with your partner and say how you feel.
I want to have this talk.
Okay.
I do. So say it's been 2 weeks
Okay.
and I come to you and I'm like, hey, it's been 2 weeks. What's going on? What's up? You all right? Everything okay? There's most likely a reason
Mm-hmm.
that it's been 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you're pissed off about something or you don't want it anymore, or there is pain, or there is whatever there is, but you blow me off and you decide you don't want to have this conversation right now. And that is your answer. I don't want to have this answer. I don't want to have this conversation right now. What does that mean?
From a woman's perspective, that we
Yeah.
don't want to have the conversation anymore means I don't trust you. It means that you're not going to hear me. You're not going to truly, ultimately, I would feel like you're just trying to have this conversation with me because you're trying to convince me to have sex with you.
Okay. So
So I don't want to have the
let's fast forward.
conversation.
It's been 2 months. I've approached you
A couple different times.
4 or 5 different times. I'm approaching you again on the 5th time.
Mm-hmm.
We've had this talk 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready to talk yet? Like, what's going on? And you still cold shoulder me.
I would I would say that it would be time for you to have the talk of, I am not interested in being in a sexless marriage or a sexless relationship, because that is a foundational thing for me. And if you are not sexually attracted to me anymore, we need to, one, either we're going to talk about it and we're going to figure it out, and I'm going to do what I need to do so that you find me sexually attractive again, or we're going to talk about ending this relationship because I know I'm worth more and you are worth more, because you obviously are not getting what you need from me to be sexually attracted to me.
Yep. So, too often these conversations are not being had.
Absolutely, they're not.
And this is a scenario that happens.
Yes.
There is a cold shoulder that gets thrown, and there are reasons behind that. There are buildups to that. And if it keeps progressing into that, it's most likely not going to change.
No. And you've got to have the balls to have the conversation.
You do.
Because I know for myself, like in
I
my
had conversations.
I was approached to have these conversations, and it was so you don't find me sexually attractive anymore, and it was like, yes, I do, but in my gut, I knew I was not being honest. And I was like, yeah, I do, but in my gut I was like, you're right, I don't. Like I don't. And but I felt guilty. Like I legit felt guilty because we had, one, been married for so damn long, but I had finally reached a point where I was like, I just don't find you attractive anymore. And I wasn't being honest, and I should have been honest. It would have avoided a lot of hurt.
It probably would have.
And
It
so
would have ended a lot sooner.
it would have ended a lot sooner if
Hopefully, it would have ended a lot sooner.
Hopefully it would have ended a lot sooner. Yes, you're absolutely right, but I needed to be, you've got to be honest. Don't feel guilty for being honest, and don't feel guilty that, because ultimately, like,
I don't really think it's guilt as much as probably it's fear sometimes.
okay, yeah, I could, yes, I agree. Yeah. I really am enjoying this conversation. It's so good.
So fear of multiple things.
Yeah, the lash out.
There's that. There's everything going away, and there's okay, what am I going to do? There's the panic attack of that just in itself.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Of okay, am I ready for this? Am I
Yeah.
ready to plan everything else to
Yeah. Right.
like this is what I've known for this amount of time.
Yeah.
Am I ready to do what? What am I going to do?
Yeah.
So yeah, there's going to be some fear there.
Mm-hmm. And
And
you can tell if both people in the marriage are feeling equally valued based off of sex drive. If both people are feeling equally valued, not that they're going to be like in the same mood in the mood consistently at the same time, but it's going to be initiated equally.
the level of what is transpiring and how it's happening.
Yes.
There's something to say about that as well.
Yeah. Yep.
There's making love and then there's having fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And your partner should never feel like you were just a point of release for them.
No.
That's not okay either.
No.
And so if you're to that point, I say it's time for therapy and it's time for some really hard conversations.
I think they're easy conversations now.
For
And I
us
think they were
now,
easy conversations for me then.
but you were
At the
willing
same time,
to own and change and fix whatever it is.
I felt like I was the problem.
Right. Yeah. I get that too.
It was always I'm hurting or I'm in pain and then but, but it was always her timeline like and I'll be honest with this because I'm not going to say names. It was it's whenever I'm ready, not when you're ready. It was always one-sided.
Yeah.
And that got old.
Oh yeah.
You want to talk about old stuff? Yeah. That old thing? That thing got old,
Yeah.
especially over a long period of time.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, especially when you feel like you're doing everything in the relationship that you need to be doing.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yes, I agree. And
And it just came to a point where why even try? If you obviously don't want me except
yep.
for whenever you want it.
Hmm.
You don't want me whenever I want it. You only want it for yourself.
Right, it's just the release at that point.
Then you're not there is no attraction. There is no
No.
respect. There is
No.
no mutual ground. There's no common ground. There's no nothing. There's no foundation.
No.
It's gone.
Yep.
If it was ever there, it left.
Oh yeah.
But I really honestly don't feel like it was even ever there.
Yeah.
Looking back on things, I don't feel like it was ever even there.
Yeah.
Just had to ask for it all the time. Like
Mhm.
had to literally ask. And I had the conversations of I'm not asking anymore. I'm not telling you either, but I'm not asking.
What does that mean?
Like I'm done. I'm tired of asking. I'm not going to ask again. And I'm not going to tell you either. I'm just not. I'm out. So when you come to me and you want something, no.
Do you think that was the death sentence?
No.
Yeah. Do you think that was the beginning of the death sentence?
No.
Yeah. Yeah. I
No. I have I have the thing that is the pleasure device.
yes.
And it's mine. And it doesn't have to go anywhere.
Right.
So I'm in control over my body.
You are.
But it spoke volume to me in that sense that if it's all about you, everything else is too. That just makes you a really selfish person.
Yes. Yeah. I'm not willing to go into my traumas and experiences. I'm not ready to relive some of those moments
Yep.
tonight. So
I don't want you to.
okay.
I don't mind talking though.
And I appreciate that. And I think it's a very unique perspective of a man. And even then, in our relationship now, the tables have kind of turned a little bit. And I've come to you sometimes where I'm like, yes.
Okay.
And you'd be like, no. And so, yeah, we've had those moments in our relationship where I'm like, okay. Like, well, yeah, we've had those instances.
Mhm.
So I don't want people to be like, oh,
Yeah, not right now. Not in the mood right now. But
mhm.
I think everybody should be able to stand their ground in that.
Well, they should have the respect of somebody going, okay.
Yeah.
Because I know now that you know that I'm thinking about what I would like. And
Well, now it's on my mind.
right,
Now it wasn't on my mind.
right.
And then you brought it to me.
Yes.
And now I'm turned on.
Right. Whether it's
Like right now.
whether it's 2 nights from now or 3 nights from now or 6 nights from now, whatever it may be,
Yeah,
at
but the
least
conversation transpired and there
yes.
are some things that should trigger the train of thought.
Yes. Exactly. So, I
Or
think
not.
yeah. Yeah. And so if you are having the conversation of what is going on and they're not willing to have the conversation with you and but to that, like you both parties in that conversation have to be willing to go, that's what you need from me. You need me to pick the kids up. You need when I first walk in the door to spend 45 minutes with the kids so you can decompress. Great. If that will help our sex life, I'm willing to try that. If like you've got to be willing to step up and do the things that she has asked from you. And if you can't do that, then you're part of the problem of why you're not getting any.
That's right.
That's true. She told you. She was honest with you. Like, I haven't been able to breathe because you leave for the gym at 5:30 and then you go straight from the gym to work and then you come in the door at 7:30 and I've been with the kids all day and I was up nursing an infant and
now you want to come throw something at me?
right.
Get the hell away from me.
Yeah. That would be great. Or hey, it would be great if you would feed the baby before you leave to go to the gym. That would really help.
Yeah. Or when you walk through the door, drop your shit at the door. Don't go get on your phone. Don't go sit on the couch and go start dinner.
Or don't go sit on the shitter behind the closed door for 2.5 hours. Not you. I'm just
2.5 hours.
I don't know. It's what it feels like. It feels like y'all go in there and build a whole nother country sometimes.
Y'all?
Yeah.
Who the hell's in there with us?
I don't know. You and your phone army. I don't know.
You act like only men do that. That's like a sexist comment.
I feel like women don't take as long to take a shit as men do.
Maybe that's a guy thing. Maybe our shits just take longer.
I disagree.
Mine take a while.
Yes. But it's not that you're using it as an escape tactic. I guess that's the way I should phrase that, is you're using the fact that you need to use the restroom as an escape.
And I'm not in there for 2.5 hours.
Nope. You just come out and go, man, my leg's numb.
Yep. Can't fucking walk.
You got a dead leg.
Both of them sometimes. You know, oh shit. I've actually fallen down coming out of the shit. Because my legs are asleep. I stood up and fell on the floor like, oh shit.
Did they not start to tingle? Like you didn't know they were asleep?
No, I stood up and I was dunk.
Oh shit, I got no legs.
I got no legs. Hit your face on the door. Dunk.
So that must have been at this house then, because there was no door.
There's no door on the others. No.
That was recent then.
No, it wasn't recent. I mean, we've been in this house. Did you know we've been here for 8 months?
I know. Isn't that great? I love it. I
didn't realize we've been here for 8 months already.
I really enjoy this home.
When I saw the water bill today, I counted the months. I'm like, damn, we've been here for 8 months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw the water bill. Will you turn the sprinklers off?
It wasn't bad, actually. That's not a bad water bill.
This is true. I've seen worse. I agree.
Especially in 110. Okay.
I'm okay. There was a piece, like a hair or something. I'm like, is it attached to me? Am I growing whisker? Yeah, I got it though. It's fine. Okay, so.
So
that was actually a really good conversation. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Number 2 is ignoring boundaries. So I would say that if you're ignoring boundaries, number 3, lack of intimacy, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. If you're ignoring boundaries, you ain't going to be getting none, okay?
Okay. Is that all it takes?
No, I'm saying it's one of the things. Like if you're ignoring boundaries, like she has come to you and said, hey, will you stop going out with your friends? Hey, do you think you could cut it off after 2 beers? Hey, do you think, like, she's drawing boundaries with you?
You mean if you come home drunk every night and then all you want to do is walk in the door and plow something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah. And then like they've come to you and been like, hey,
you think you stop that shit?
Yeah. Do you think we can grow up a little bit? Hey, do you think...
You think you stop playing video games every fucking day?
Yeah. Yeah.
How old are you?
Right. Yeah. Do you think we could...
I'm going to offend some people with that.
Yeah.
Even some of my friends.
Yeah.
And it's not meant for intentional offending of anyone. But grow up.
Yeah, your family's first, yeah. Or
you decided to have a family.
Yes. Into that.
You made a choice.
Yes.
To build this family.
Yes. Well, into that, like, I even had an issue where it's like, do you really have to go in the garage and work on that car? Like, I felt like a majority of my life I was competing with things that had engines. Like, you wanted to go out in the garage and that's where you wanted to spend your time, and you wanted me to come out there with you, but you had no interest at all in going out and doing anything that I had interest in. Like, you weren't interested in going out and shooting photography scenes. You weren't interested in, like, doing any of that kind of stuff. It's like, that has to go both ways.
Yeah.
But
I like garage time.
Me too. Like, don't get me wrong.
I enjoy the garage. And you'll come out there.
I will. But that's not where I enjoy spending my time.
I don't enjoy spending 100% of my time in the garage.
No.
But I do enjoy being outside.
Mm-hmm.
During the right times of year. I like to be outside.
Agreed.
And you like to be outside as well.
Mm-hmm.
You're an outdoor person.
Mm-hmm. I'll work on flowers. I'll even crochet while I sit outside. Like, I don't care. I
Or
love
go sit on the beach or whatever.
I
Go
don't
ride around with the top
it
of
doesn't
the Jeep.
matter. Yeah.
Like, you're an outdoor person.
Mhm.
So
Preferably to be on the water. Yeah.
you don't mind being outside.
No, I don't. I love
So
going
it's
on
not the
walks.
outside part that you're not enjoying
It's
because you want to recluse to inside. It's the fact that you were being placed
under.
second
Yes.
in line.
Yes. Yeah. Not cool. Not cool. But yeah, you have to have boundaries. And if the boundaries are being overstepped, you lose respect for your person. And then once your boundaries have been overstepped, then you start to withdraw and then you start to like, retreat inward. And then it's like you stop talking because you're not hurt. Like it's a vicious, fast downward spiral.
Yep.
And so if you are crossing boundaries and your person no longer feels heard, access gate closed.
Yeah. Hashtag exit point.
Yeah. Communication issues is number one.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Wouldn't you?
Yeah. Without the communication. So that goes into
The communication is the foundation.
Hell yeah, it is. And then your boundaries is the second thing.
Think about building a house.
Are we doing pier and beam or slab?
Doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Just think about building your home.
Mm-hmm.
What goes first?
Foundation. You
Yeah.
got it. Well, you prep the soil first.
Yes.
Which is your dating, right? Where you truly learn, are we compatible? Is it worth digging up the soil? Is it how many
Are we going to have to inject the soil? How many times we have to inject the soil to make it hard enough for it to work?
Yeah. Yep. How many beams are we going to have to dig to
Yep. Piers,
beams, yeah,
to make the foundation more stable.
Yeah. And I think that the more conversations you're willing to have, the stronger the ground, or the better the soil is going to be before you even
lay the foundation.
Yeah, lay the foundation down.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's hard for a lot of people. A lot of people just are not ready.
Then you got to think about the plumbing.
Yeah. Gotta have some way to get rid of the shit.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Septic.
I ain't holding on to nothing.
Almost, did you fling it?
Yeah, like it can go. Like go on.
Bye-bye.
Go.
Flush. No septic.
No, because then you got to bring in a shitter sucker.
Oh shit! Dick.
You're so cute. I love your laugh. Right.
That's funny.
It is funny.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. I was like, I'll go off if you want me to.
I know.
I think you were debating.
I was. For a brief minute.
Yeah. You got to have communication, and you've got to have you have to have a lot of predetermined communication and a lot of honesty and receptiveness when you have those conversations. And if don't just agree on something because you're looking for a relationship. You're doing yourself a lot of distress.
Doing a lot of digging underneath that foundation.
Yeah, because ultimately what's going to happen is you're like, oh, yeah, I agree, because you're looking for a relationship, and then your foundation's going to wash out because the ground underneath is going to wash out of that foundation because it was false.
Yep.
It was false pretenses. You've got to have honesty with conversations.
There was bullshit built up.
Yep.
And then ultimately it ends.
Yep.
Kind of like this podcast.
Yeah. I know.
It's over for now.
It is. We'll be back
And
though.
we'll be back for part 2.
Part 2. Yeah. Like and subscribe Everyday Moments on every platform. We'll be back.
Do you want to?
I do. Fade me out, baby.
Okay.